This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome. Let's talk about engaging with Apex. There's so much you can do with Apex. You just got to get comfortable with it. So it takes a little practice. So I kind of put this together to kind of coach you. Since it's recorded, you can reflect on it and make adjustments and do things that will cater to your agency and what you as an agent want to accomplish. And don't be afraid to share this with your producers. That are working with you. Again, Apex engagement, let's talk about that. What we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about sticky notes, some email tips, and also notes in general, such as comments that you do want to put in Apex, but also I'm going to go into Guidewire Policy Center and show you where you might want to add some notes there to help with getting approval for a contingency. With that, let's go ahead and begin. All right, so I'm going to jump right into it. I do have, I'm in the sandbox and I'm in a household. So what you want to do is when you're in Apex, you're starting at the home page. Yours may look a little bit different, especially with these tabs here. All right. But what we're going to do is you just want to search a name. I'm just going to search Jones. Okay. So here's Jones. You can search it. And when you do search an individual, go to the household first and foremost. Okay. So hold on here. Let me meet you there. All right. So you start with the household. And the reason I want you to start to the household before you go into the actual account is because you'll see these sticky notes. Okay. So Jim Jones likes to go by Jimmy. All right. So you can actually open this up. And what you want to do is if you are going to leave a sticky note, you want to click on the display sticky note first. All right. And so what a sticky note is you and your staff in working with a prospect, maybe they have something such as this. They go by a nickname, all right? Or maybe they bought a cat or a dog or something happened, and you can put notes that before you contact them, this is going to tell you, hey, don't call them before 4 p.m. Call them using whichever phone number or whatever it may be. And then you just save it. Okay. And so, boom, you get this note that yes, your sticky note has been saved. So now, if I look at Jones and I search it, all right, and now I go to the household, this is what's going to pop up. So you always want to display this first. So that way, anyone going into Jim Jones' household can see the sticky note and read it in case there's some useful information for them before they contact this client. Okay. And so we'll go ahead and cancel that. So now we're in the household. There's the contacts. I'm going to go into Jim Jones. We'll go to the account. Righty. Okay, we don't have an email here. Okay, so a couple of things you could do is you could do notes. All right, you can check activities. All right, you want to do marketing. We don't have any email. I should probably go with another account. Let me see if I can find one. It might have an email. I'll search Smith. Yeah, John Smith. We'll go to the household. We're start at the household. All right. And every time, as you can see, they're popping up here. But if you really want this to just got married to Pocahontas, ask about honeymoon in Virginia, just again, click on display. If you're going to create a sticky note, make sure you click this so that when you go to the household, it is there. And then you can go ahead and save it. So we're at the household level first. Again, we can start a quote, but I want to see what activities are here. And it shows you that, we've got a couple things here, phone call, face-to-face meeting. And so there's some notes there. I can set a task. I can click over here and set a task, or I can actually go over here and create a task. All right, so maybe, we'll do a check-in. Okay, it's going to be outbound because we're reaching out to them. Status, we'll leave it open. Priorities, normal. Category, what is it about? Maybe it's just a follow-up call or whatever else it may be. All right, and we'll go with an email. Actually, I'm going to go with Let's do a phone call here. We'll just say, okay. When is it due? Let's see, if I chatted with him, today's the 7th, and maybe within a week, I want to reach out to him on the 14th. Okay. All right. Check in to see if they want to add the vote policy, whatever it may be. Okay. And so now I'm tasking myself, and I can click save. Okay. So now, when I'm working, some of the things I definitely want to follow up with is I can go ahead and click my tasks. Okay, and it shows you what's here, what I just did. But again, for activity for your team and staff, you can look at, where is my today's task? Today's task. Just click over here. And so by doing that, you can actually see, we don't have any right here, luckily. I kind of hope we had some actually. So you can see tasks that people that you've kind of said, hey, I got to check back in with them and I can follow up. And so they'll pop up here. So this is one of your daily activities, is looking at these tasks and, working them, closing them out, putting notes. All right. So keep it that simple. Let's go back to the Smith household here. We'll go back to John Smith. Okay, come on. There we go. Boom. See, so yeah, so when you click this, it pops up, and that's kind of what you want. Start at the household level first. Remember, any notes that I make, I don't have any notes in here. Nothing, task, email, new event, interaction. I can put one here. This is where you would put notes, what happened, inbound, outbound. Maybe they were inbound. Let's see, subject. Let's go back to vote. I'm going to back it up a little bit, but they called up about a vote policy. They called us. Okay. And it's other. All right. Type. They did a phone call. Status. I did chat with them about it. Description. They asked about vote coverage. I'll call back in a week. And so I can leave a note here so people can see my interaction and I can save it. All right. So boom. So it kind of tells you the interaction. And what's really cool, it does give a date and time stamp. All right. This is today, but again, you can go back and it shows you what date that interaction actually happened. So you do want to keep track of your notes by using that interactions. Again, if you can start with that when they call, you can go to task here or you can go to task here. All right, either one. All right. So another thing I want to do, which let me change this one up. Let me go to details in the household because I kind of want to play around with this one. And I want to, let's go to John Smith. I'm going to go to him specifically because we don't have an email. And I want to put an email. Now, let me see if I can do it here. It's not here, not a problem. I'll back out of that one. And I know it's in here. Bear with me. There it is. Preferred email. I'm going to click on this pencil. And I'm going to go and put a preferred email. And usually it's over on this side, but there we go. Preferred email. It is on this side. Clumsy me. All right, so let's go with John Smith 22 at gmail.com. I'm making something up. Okay. So then we'll click save. Allow it to save. Okay, so now we have an email associated with this account. Okay, sometimes you'll have to click refresh. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it's not popping up over here, but this is where you can have it pop up. And if you do have an email over here, or if you have email with this account, for some reason it didn't take, oh, you know what? Because I'm in the sandbox, it's not going to save. In some cases it won't save. But what you can do is click email over here. I like this part, okay? So it's already got like a signature. So whatever signature you set up, it's going to populate in. Now, let's see. It's basically going to be him. I'm not going to send anything out, but you put the email address should pop up. If not, you can go ahead and do it. We put the preferred email here. It should pop up, johnsmith22@gmail. Put the subject, okay? Let's talk about your vote, okay? And then you can type in whatever, you know, John, just checking in on whether or not you be vote. Please call me. Always got to give them some direction. Now, what's really cool about this that a lot of people apparently don't know is you can click on this right here. This little icon down here says insert, create, or update template. I'm going to click on this, and I can actually use a pre-made template that's sitting here, or this note right here that I put. Let's say I want to create this as a template because a lot of my customers may have votes. I can set this as a new template. I can label it, okay, vote coverage, okay, ask about their vote. I'm just putting random stuff. You'll put whatever you want. Now, selecting folder. Right now it's private. That means only myself can use it. But what I can do is I can select folder and I can give it to everyone. So this one's private, shared by me, created by me, all folders. I'm going to go with all folders. It's not giving me anything yet, but you can actually go with public, where it's created by you, but it's shared with everybody. Okay, let me see if I have. No, it won't do that yet. So there's no subtitles here. Okay, but basically you can actually, if you click on this, you should have private email template and you have public email template, and you can select the folder, make it public, so you and all of your staff have access to that template. All right, and then I'll just go ahead and click save. And so now it's going to save. So now when I go in here, if I'm, you know, reaching out to some other prospect, I can click on this, okay? And there's the vote coverage template. So I can click on that and it actually, do I want to insert it? Yes. It'll override what I put in here with that new template, which it's kind of going to show the same thing at this point in time. And then I can just send it. Okay, so this is kind of an easy way where if you are, if you do have certain things you say regularly, you know, hey, following up, welcome to my agency, you can create email templates and plop them in right here. Okay, again, if you want to attach anything, you can attach it, maybe a flyer about vote policies that you could download from the Agency Growth Store. Use some pre-approved collateral that you can attach. If you do want to proof it, take a look at his eyeball. This is what it's going to look like. All right, you should have your own signatures down here. All right, but everything looks good. I don't have an email address who I'm sending it to, so you can just click send and it'll basically go to the client. And then when it goes to the client, then when you go to the household, which I can go to the household up here. All right. There's that sticky note again. I like that. Okay. And then you're going to look at activities and it will actually populate over here. So you can see the activity associated with that individual within this household. So remember, if you're going to email or put notes at the account level, it rolls up to the household level. But if you're working from the household level, it doesn't trickle down to the accounts. Okay. So that's how you want to understand that. So to me, I think that's a huge plus to where you can create those templates. It makes your job so much easier when you got someone new on board. Okay. The task, again, Simple tasks, remind. This is more of setting a reminder for yourself or your staff. Hey, I got to reach out to them again, or I should send them an email about something. So it's reminding you to send them an email. It's reminding you to follow up with a prospect. It's reminding you that, hey, I need to set up a policy review with my client, and I better call them. Okay, so that's what's really cool. So that's kind of the task email and kind of the notes, which is the interactions over here. Okay. The other thing I want to pitch as far as notes is concerned is, hold on, let me find it here. All right, so let me move this over here. So another area where notes comes into play is this is an actual account, so scratch this out. Let's say I'm in this and let me go to risk analysis. Okay, so maybe there's a contingency, whatever it may be. All right. So in this case, we got a couple pre-binds pending. Okay, so and let's say you took a bunch of pictures, or you have I don't know, just something you need to upload. Okay, so what you can do is before you click submit for approval, because all right, you're going to click on this, you're going to do whatever you got to do, upload the document, whatever it may be. And if it's a couple pages, or if it's a high value home where you have quite a few pictures that you kind of condensed into one file and threw it in there. Okay, so click on the action button, okay, and type in or click new note. Okay. And so what you can do is you can actually put a note to the underwriter. Hey, look at page 3 on the attachment. You're putting information on what it is. Look at page 3. Let me know if you need anything else to approve this. All right. And so, because what I'm hearing is what the underwriters are doing is, or what they actually are taught to do, is in looking at contingencies, they also look at the notes associated with this account. And so if you're telling them, look at page 3, then they'll kind of look at your attachment. Because a lot of times when they open the attachment, it only shows page 1. And they don't know that there's multiple pages. And so by putting in comments, hey, on page 3, there's this, on page 5 there's this, whatever it may be, they have a better chance of reviewing it, and seeing all the documents in that one upload, and getting it approved a lot quicker. So, and sometimes you may have to tell a story about what you're doing. Hey, I'm requesting for the affinity discount for an engineer or a scientist. I put a copy of their degree, whatever it may be. Is this acceptable? If not, what would you need? Or what else do we need to get for them to qualify for the affinity discount or good student discount or driver safety, whatever it may be. But this is a really good area to utilize the notes. Okay. So keep that in mind. With that, let me head back up here. I'm in this go-to meeting here. All right. Let me go back here. Okay, so we did that. Boom, 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 boom. That's kind of it in a nutshell. Quite a bit in this little webinar, but review it. It's recorded. Rewind it. Play it back. If you need more insight, more information, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here and kind of at your beck and call to assist you in using Apex, making it easier for you and your team to utilize it and move forward. Okay, a lot of changes with farmers that are going on, and so we got to find ways to move forward and use the tools that are available to us. The tools they have are actually pretty good, but we just got to get comfortable using it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop the recording. You guys have a great and productive